am Dr. Sheika Square. And I was thinking about something this morning as I was meditating. I was actually listening to a meditation because I do meditate most mornings and I'm getting full swing back into it. Over the holidays, I started dating somebody new and I was meditating, but it was random times because I still wanted to meditate. But now I am feeling my way back to a regular routine of morning meditations, evening meditations, midday meditations. It helps to keep me centered and is very thought-provoking for me, which I don't need any help thinking. I probably need something. Well, it helps to clear my mind because I'll think, and it helps to clear my mind. But anyway, the meditation I was listening to this morning was speaking about you can have, now I submerge myself in money meditations and mindset, like clarity meditations. But this particular one was you could have whatever you want as long as you ask and you're willing to accept. And I've listened to this particular meditation maybe 20 times, 30, maybe even 40. I won't say over 40, but I listened to this particular meditation series over and over and over again. I do attribute the thoughts and the feelings that I've learned to some of my success. However, based on where I am now, that stood out to me. And I'll tell you why, clearly, because I'm here. And I'll say it again. We can have whatever we want if we ask and we're willing to accept. But what it made me think about was not so much if we ask and are willing to accept. The accept piece is hard for people. However, people with traumatic past, whether it's childhood, past relationships, a life event, all of the above, a trauma response is, I don't ask people for shit. I'm going to let that sit right there. I don't ask nobody for anything. And I know some people are going to be very uncomfortable about this. I don't ask for anything. I don't ask people for shit. I keep saying shit because I want it to sound familiar. I didn't ask you for that. I'm not asking. I'm going to do it myself. And I know this trauma response because it took me many, many years just to start asking people. And I still don't ask all the time. The last guy I dated, one of the issues we had was that I didn't ask. And he would do a lot, but then he had a trauma issue too because he liked to throw stuff in my face. But the first thing I would say was, I never asked you for shit. I never asked for anything. And the thing is, I had a friend that said, but why you ain't asking? You need to ask. And, I would guide, but I would never ask. And if we're not asking, so if my mind, or if our minds, I'll say me, if my mind is programmed, or if my mind was programmed in the past, or my mind has been programmed over my lifetime to not ask for anything because of trauma risk, it is a survival mechanism. When you were asking for something that you needed in childhood, past relationships, it was met with resistance, or you never got it, or you were never nurtured or taken care of. And if you don't understand why or how this relates to finances, then guess what you need to do? Listen to it. So if I never ask because I was always met with resistance or having to do it myself. So I developed a survival technique of not asking. And I'm thinking it's just in the natural. Now, this is a spiritual conversation. And what I mean by the natural is I don't ask people I'm dating. I don't ask my friends, and I don't ask my family for help. Because when I've asked my family for help, or I've asked people around me for help, I didn't get it. Growing up, or when I really needed it. That's the trigger, the trauma response. So you stop asking. Or you ask for shit, I'm cursing, you ask for stuff too much. However you developed it, it's a survival technique, a trauma response, and you don't ask. So then I'm trying to, I grow up, I heal certain parts of myself, and I realized, that I'm still healing and evolving because I take one layer away and there's another and another and another. But I hear this meditation that I've listened to 20, 30, 40 times. It says, you can have whatever you want, whatever you desire, if you're willing to ask and then accept it. And I immediately think, I don't ask for shit. I don't ask. I don't ask for anything. And so I'm thinking it's just, and like I said, people around me. But if my mind is programmed not to ask, then am I really asking? Because I know for years my prayer, because a praying woman, was gratitude. And recently, y'all got me, coming undone and vulnerable. Recently, I was praying. And I started as I normally did with gratitude. Give thanks, I'm thankful for this. And something said ask. You ain't come here, bow down to give thanks. You're needing something and you refuse to ask. Because my mind is programmed, even in my vulnerable state, even in a space where I will be unjudged, my mind is programmed to not ask. And so if I'm not asking, then I'm not getting all that I could have. That's money. That's an extremely successful business. That's an extremely compatible, complementary partner. That's a lifestyle that I envision, but I never ask. I never, I give thanks for what I have, and I pray for clarity, but I never ask. So if I'm not asking, and the process is you can have whatever you desire, whatever you want, if you ask and are willing to accept, but I'm not asking. I just say, oh, I'm going to give thanks for whatever you have for me. And I'm just being honest with you. Now, this is after years of work, successful businesses. I've helped numerous clients make tons of money. If you don't understand it, check the receipts on my website. Check my social media pages. Go and follow my clients. Tons of money. Out of my clique of friends, I'm the money conversation person. I'm the money manager. I'm the money expert. Now, this is the mindset after years of work on myself. Understanding that I've been this successful without asking. But that's not the process. The process is you can have whatever you want if you ask and are willing to accept. So many of us have a mindset and a mentality where we don't ask. We do it ourselves. I don't ask nobody for nothing. Nobody can't throw nothing in my face. Our Most High, our Creator, our God is not going to throw it in your face. Remember in 1998 when I held you down and I didn't let you die? No. Has that ever happened? Ever? No. Absolutely not. A parent, a really nurturing, loving parent, like with my daughter, she, we listened to this, another teacher who said, the sun never tells the earth, look how much I've done for you. Literally, the sun and the earth. You never hear, look how much I do for you. And so a really healed whole person is not going to do that. And so if you're not asking, and I'm not saying go around just, what about me? What about me? What about me? What about me? What I'm saying is it is time to unclench. And I've learned this principle a long time ago, but I never put it in perspective like this. So understand, growth is infinite. This is years into this work. And I'm like, but if you're walking around with a clenched fist, meaning not necessarily you're not a giver, but you don't ask. You don't pull what you need to you. You're not attracting. You're not asking. You're not putting out into the universe, even if it's your meditation and your prayer, what it is that you desire. Then how are you going to get it? That goes with the clarity that we talk about all the time and the vision that we talk about. That goes with the goal setting, because I'll write goals. I'll write them, but I write them in the present tense. I'm not asking. I'm envisioning. I'm manifesting, but I'm not asking. So some of these things are happening because of the process, and I'm thinking about it and I'm attracting them to me and I'm giving thanks ahead of time. However, what if I ask? What if I put out my ask and I'm willing to accept? That's another piece that I have to talk about another time, because I have many clients that can't accept it. Like if somebody tries to give them something or, bless them with something, it's hard for them to accept something from somebody. Like, why would you, like, they don't even let people pay checks for them, like at restaurants. They're not used to accepting. I can accept. Now, maybe I skipped over the ass, but I can definitely accept. But, however, walking around with open hands, open hearts, clear, open mind, and your thoughts and your ask for your creator, your universe, your belief, whatever it is, if you're not doing that, we're not asking for what we want, we're skipping over a very important piece and are wondering why things might be slow, small. We have a vision, but it's not coming to fruition. I know for me, I'll pray, but I give thanks. Rarely do I ask, because my mindset is I don't ask for shit. And I didn't even realize that trickles over to my being and my spiritual presence. So one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to just purposely start reprogramming my mind to ask a question and being absolutely okay with the answer. A safe place is in meditations and prayer. If you don't do that, I don't know how else you're going to practice, because that's what I'm going to do. And then, like I said, I have started asking friends and family for different things. And they have responded very easily. Oh, very good. Absolutely. And I've also started to accept that help and not say, oh, no, I'm fine. Oh, no, I'm okay. That was me too. I'm very understanding. Oh, no, I don't need anything. I'll be like, yes. Oh, do you need anything? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. When I hurt my back, and my friends was like, let me know if I need. Yes, I do. If you want to help, this is what I need. And that was on purpose. That was after work on myself. So I'm not going to spend a huge more amount of time on this. What I want to put out is many of us are not asking for what we want. We're not asking for the contract. We're not asking for the check. We're not asking for an opportunity. We're not asking for, the bag. We're not asking for the help. We're not asking for the guidance. And I'm not going to limit how that ask should show up. Ask, not ask. Ask should show up for you. I'm not going to say, oh, don't do it like this. You need to move through your own journey. What I know is many of us are not asking. We're not asking for what we want. And so we sit back and be like, oh, they're not going to want to do that. Oh, they're not going to want to help me with that. Oh, many of us are not asking. And I'm not talking about the people that's taking. I'm talking about us who have it to give and are not asking. Like, we are ready for the opportunity, but we're not asking. That's what I'm talking about. We're full cup to give to the world, and we're not asking. That's what I'm talking about. So think about that when you're thinking about how you want your life to look, how you want your desires to line up, how you want your business to look, how you want your money to look, how you want your bank account to look, how you want your investments to look. What have you asked for? And then also when you're receiving some of these things, think about what you've asked for, so you can understand that your ask is real. What are you asking for? What are you expecting? What are you willing to accept? Are you asking for one thing, but you're unwilling to believe that you deserve to accept it? Meaning that, are you putting out that I want to make $100,000 a month, but you're only accepting $2,000 a month? This is all I'm accepting. This is all I'm willing to value myself at. So, think about that. Because that's a really important piece to wealth creation. Like, what are you putting out there? And now we're going to, in this season, you literally ask for what we want. I don't care if it starts with you at a restaurant. Can you pass the ketchup? Nope, I did not ask for this. What I asked for was that. We're going to start asking. Even in our prayers, God, I come to you as your humble servant. And I want to see, can you give me a, we gonna ask. We gonna ask. Because